Hello, welcome to Daily Politics on Trust TV. On this program, we dissect issues around politics, policy, and governance. I am Hamza Idris. The current economic meltdown is posing a great threat to the existence and smooth operation of multinational and local companies in Nigeria. Since President Bola Tinubu assumed office on May 29, 2023, Nigeria has witnessed a steady exit of foreign companies amid frightening uncertainty and economic instability. This situation is compounded by the country's high interest rate, which is above 25%. Within the time under review, many foreign companies have exited Nigeria, with some of them relocating to neighboring countries while others leaving the African continent completely. Most of these companies are pharmaceutical, household, and food companies. Also, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria said that 767 companies shut down operations while 335 became distressed in 2023. What should the APC-led government do to salvage the country from these economic woes? You have the opportunity to contribute. Today is Friday, it's your day. You open our dedicated line so that you will call and contribute on the way forward. But before then, we have a special report from Kano.
Over 700 and still counting. That is the current number of Nigeria's manufacturing industries that have either stopped production or have completely shut down between May 2023 to date. Unfavorable government policies and the problem of power supply, as well as the difficulties in accessing foreign exchange, are some of the major concerns of this industrialist.
If you take a survey now around the factories, you agree with me that even here, you can count between 300 to 400 industries here that are not working. Maybe you can only count like 100 or 200 that are working at half capacity. Even this factory here that we are in here now, I believe we are operating at half capacity. We're not operating at full capacity. Despite the fact that there's a market, but we don't have the wheat metal to even produce.
All prices of our inputs have started going up, and rapidly. You will have change of price from our suppliers. Then we have 3-4 times in a month. Towards the end of the year, it now becomes almost like daily.
Like the daily basis.
Sometime this year, it is hourly. Because any hour you discuss with your supplier, he will tell you, if you say yes now, we strike a deal. If you say no, after 1 hour, I have to check my input. So you can see that we can't predict anything.
GB Tannery is among the few surviving indigenous hides and skin factories in Kano. Hundreds of youth works here to earn their daily income. But the Nigeria's industrial sector is under threat at the moment. They say it has never been this bad.
You know, your staff, because of the inflation, they keep asking for salary increment. Your spare parts that you buy, basically everything has increased. So the issue of forex is not only to specific sectors in the economy, it's to everywhere, including the factories.
These tanneries, for instance, source their raw materials from the skin of animals across farming communities of northern Nigeria. But growing conflict between livestock owners and those growing crops has now forced them to import raw materials.
The issue of raw material is also another concern. You see, we are like part of agriculture because our products are skin, hide and skin, you know, and this is something that the herders needs to rear these animals, you know, in the bush and stuff like that. But there is insecurity, you know, so the supply is not as adequate as before. Why? Because there are areas that are now inaccessible due to insecurity.
Unlike tanneries that export its finished products, this leather processing industry depends largely on imported raw materials to produce sacks for local consumption. Presently, BBY had to cut down the production output if it must continue to remain in business.
Most of the manufacturing sectors, they cannot tell you they are getting profit or they are even running their businesses the way they're supposed to run it. We are just running just to survive. Because the thing is, the situation is very difficult, and many companies have either shut down or scaled down their production due to the situation we are in right now.
While Nigerians continue to pay the price of the current industrial crisis, manufacturers believe that unless the problem of electricity is addressed, raw materials become adequate, security of lives and property guaranteed, the future of Nigeria's industrial sector may continue to remain bleak.
The governors, the president, the members of House of Reps, ministers, all people in government on high positions, they are adding their spendings by day. Whereas we, the manufacturers, the traders, the workers, everybody, we are suffering in Nigeria, and we are saying that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Which light?
The government needs to do a lot, and the government needs to know that we're at a juncture in this country that we need to decide whether we want to be a producing nation or a consuming nation. Are we going to carry on importing everything, every single thing, your biro, your sweets, your biscuits, imported or we want to be exporting, we want to be creating, we want to be producing. So we need to think about that. Once we bridge that gap and make sure we are a producing country, we start exporting, increase our exports, the issue of dollar will be an issue of the past, really.
It's only the government that can solve its foreign FX challenges, not manufacturers. Manufacturers, the only thing we could do is to ramp up our production so that we can export. By exporting, you're going to earn dollar. But of course, now we are not producing. Most of the companies are operating below capacity, so what can you even export? Some have even closed down. That's another challenge now. We should have been supported. If manufacturers are supported, definitely they will be able to bring in more dollar into the country. But today now, we are being suffocated, to be frank with you.
Despite this disturbing situation, some experts still hope for change. But while they wait, economic hardship among ordinary Nigerians may likely continue to increase. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
Yes, that was the pathetic story of manufacturing industries just in Kano. And there are similar cases in Lagos, in Abeokuta, in Bauchi, in Borno, all over the country. We really need to do something urgent in order to reverse this ugly trend. Our lines are open. Feel free and call and tell the APC-led government what they must do to take care of these problems. While we await your call, here are some tidbits. Long queues are resurfacing at petrol stations across the country, raising fresh concerns about possible shortages. The development comes as the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPCL, struggles with a staggering $6 billion petrol payment backlog. Nigeria's debt to petrol suppliers has surpassed $6 billion, doubling since early April. The NNPC struggles to cover the gap between fixed pump prices and international fuel costs with a staggering $6 billion petrol payment backlog. And at last, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has inaugurated the Presidential Economic Coordination Council. The president also approved a package for 2 trillion naira to fund critical sectors of the economy. The council will comprise the Presidential Economic Management Team, the leadership of the legislature, and the subnational government led by the chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum. The council also included the private sector, led by prominent industrialist Aliko Dangote, Chairman Hayes Holdings Tony Elumelu, among others. Recall that in February, Tinubu said his administration is planning an economic Marshall Plan. And we'll now take a short break. When we return, the conversation continues as we await your calls. Stay with us. Yes, welcome back. We are still expecting your calls. But as you have seen, the issue in Kano is so pathetic. One of those who we spoke with, he said over 100 companies, they are just operating in less than 50% capacity, while hundreds of others are already gone. And he raised a lot of issues. especially power. They don't have electricity, and even the cost is just not affordable for almost all of them. And this is at a time when inflation has actually wiped out millions of opportunities that Nigerians were actually tapping from in order to take care of their families. For instance, if you move along the streets, you will realize that even barber's shop, many of them, they have short, they no longer offer services. Grinding machines, they no longer offer services. Vulcanizers, they no longer offer services simply because they don't have the opportunity to actually buy gasoline to power their generators. All right, and we have our first caller in the person of Eze, who calls from Benue State. Eze, welcome to the program. You are our first caller. You are the luckiest today. Yes, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Presenter, are you sure they are ready to receive our appetite? Because in this very cabinet, they have ministers.
Yes.
And I think each minister knows what he's supposed to do in the office.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the truth. The truth of the matter is that our leaders didn't want to teach us on how to succeed.
Okay.
And if they are ready to teach us how to succeed, I think it is high time that the state will be planning on how to stop to go to Abuja and collect money.
Yeah.
Each state, because I know every state in Nigeria has the potential to survive as a state.
You are right.
Go to Nasarawa, see the mineral resources that are there. Come to Benue, see the mineral resources that is in Benue. Go to Zamfara, see the mineral resources that are there. There is so many states in Nigeria that if being managed well, they have capacity to survive.
Yes.
And the ministers are in the team to do that. The more we think on how to make states vibrant, the more all this nonsense will go out. Look at how hungry is worrying people. Go to different states. There is people that hardly eat 2 times a day.
Exactly. Okay, Eze, you are from Benue State. I want I want us to discuss elaborately on issues, especially in Benue. Benue, the slogan of Benue is food basket of the nation, right?
Yes.
Now, are you worried that those beautiful companies, small-scale companies that they process yam, they process cassava, they have all shut. And governments after governments, they are only complaining about insecurity. Do you think that we will address insecurity without actually involving people in wonderful endeavors like production and all that?
The truth of the matter is that even this insecurity that government is saying is not doing much about it. Look, let me tell you, if government wants to deal with this security in Nigeria, they have capacity to do it. They have capacity to do it. In the way that I'm residing, there is community for over getting to 2 years now that people have not stepped into their community because of insecurity. You want to tell me that if government actually want to fight such a thing, are they criminal? Are they not human beings?
Yeah.
If we can't find internal problems, can we fight external problems?
Exactly. So what you are saying indirectly is that while the foreign companies are going and then local companies are also dying, government should find a way of resuscitating the local companies, since, as you have heard and you watched in the course of the program, one of the MDs from Kano said we have the biggest market in Africa, and whatever is produced, we have enough, and we have the population that can actually uptake all of these things. So The president just yesterday, President Tinubu inaugurated the economic team. You have Tony Elumelu, you have Dangote, you have, the governors and all that. What will you advise them to do so that local production will actually come back?
Okay. Locally production, for those companies that are from outside in Nigeria, they should lessen the taxes. Okay. And for Nigerians that have a company that is producing, what is holding them by giving them soft loans that will enable them to spend up?
Okay.
That is the thing. Just lessen the taxes. Those Nigerians that own companies and those that are ready to own companies, give them soft loans. I'm not wasting money to go and buy a private jet and build houses and all these things that ordinary Nigeria will not benefit anything from it.
Exactly.
Let me stop paper and allow others to speak. Goodness.
Yes, you are right. Thank you very much, Eze, for calling, and I hope you will continue to call and advise on the way forward. Yes, viewers, that was Eze from Benue State. He has actually spoken. He said leaders must actually also stop all the embezzlement. They should look inwards and address the existential problems in the country. We have another caller now. Hello, welcome to the program.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, who is on the line?
My name is Usman.
Ali Usman, calling from where?
From Kogi State.
From Kogi?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. You have Ajaokuta there. Ajaokuta hasn't come on stream, and its contemporaries in India, in many parts of Europe, Asia, they are in full swing. So what is your take? Why are local companies dying, and why are expatriates leaving Nigeria?
Because it's from the government. It's from the federal government and all the bodies of the government. One, issue of the increased inflation in scarcity of fuel. Without fuel, everybody knows without fuel or generation of power, nothing can be existed. The high cost of generation of power means all those industrial, all those local industries coming down gradually and dying off. What government can do on that is if a subsidy of fuel, if you try and do something about it, nominating a minister is not the thing. Because minister cannot reach each an individual vicinity to address is what you bought, that's what you give out.
All right.
So the federal government or the state government need to elaborate and talk issue of fuel scarcity and insecurity in the country. Insecurity in the country are still also caused by the government.
So they have to address insecurity in order to get it right.
Yes, insecurity.
But yes, Aliyu, sometimes or most often we take the blame to the federal government. But you can see, I'm not going to speak on behalf of the federal government, but the Minister of Mines is from your state now. Have you had a town hall with him? Has he made attempt to call for a town hall? I'm making this reference because maybe by design, the president, decided to, appoint the Minister of Mines from Kogi State so that he will have personal attachment with the Ajaokuta company.
Hello?
Yes, have you heard what I said?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I said, has the Minister of Mines called for a town hall meeting in Lokoja or in any part of Kogi State to talk about what he is doing to ensure that the, rolling mills are back, the Ajaokuta starts operation, which will actually turn around the fortunes of the manufacturing sector in Nigeria?
Since I am telling you now, up to now, since the nomination of the minister, we have never got any program that boosts, even to the extent the Ajaokuta that you are saying. I'm very close to the place. At least if something tangible is going there, one way or the other, I must have the information. I'm not too far from the place. The issue of Nigeria is this: it's not by appointing a minister.
Okay.
Due to what? Selfish interest. That's what is costing Nigeria. That's what is spoiling the federal government and all the governments. So only what they can do is to address the issue of what? Subsidy. One, insecurity.
Okay.
Mining. You cannot you that cannot enter into a forest. How can you mine? How can you minister? How can you manage your area? So before you can be able to manage an area, insecurity is the number one step that you take.
All right.
So government needs seriously to address on that insecurity. Insecurity, what causes insecurity is for lack of employment.
Yes. Lack of
employment. That's what causes insecurity in countries.
All right.
If you can remember few years back, those things are not happening in this way. During the time of Jonathan, Obasanjo, that time, everything, once the economy is stabilized, everything is okay. Yeah. And now it appoints the minister to stabilize the economy. Can the minister enter an individual residence to talk? I don't know if you are getting what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you summarize. Yeah, try and summarize. Yes.
Look at the issue of influence in currency. So after a farmer, for instance, go and buy a cost price now to plant. After harvesting, you expected the farmer should come and sell at the rate of low cost. How can you expect something can be done?
It's not
so
possible.
Appointing the minister of stabilization of economy is not the problem. The problem is from what? Fuel subsidy and insecurity in the country.
All right.
No any other that is causing Nigeria to be undergoing this such stress.
All right.
So the government, the president, they need to see the arrangement.
All right. Thank you very much, Aliyu Usman from Kogi. And viewers, we have our guest, long-awaited guest, Dr. Andrew Elisami, a political scientist. He just joined us in the studio. Doctor, welcome.
Thank you.
I am tempted to ask why you came late, even though it's not a classroom, but maybe it's the trouble with the economy also.
Yes, the trouble with fuel. The road is just filled up with vehicles.
Struggling because there are a few petrol stations
that are selling.
Because I know whenever we invite you, you come on time. And
today, I was full of excuses and I didn't like it.
I sympathize with you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, before you came, we had a documentary from Kano.
Okay.
Yes, if you watched it, you will shed tears. You know, Kano is the business hub of northern part of Nigeria.
That's true.
And in the country after Lagos. Now, most of the industries there are down. They have shut operations. And we quoted Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. 767 companies have shut down, while 335 are in distress. Talking about the long queues, what we gathered is that there is $6 billion petrol payment backlog. Will this go? Yes, $6 billion petrol payment backlog, and that is why the importers are reluctant to come, because NNPC is struggling to pay them. Of course, they have denied this claim.
Hamza, before I go to that, let me just take your mind back. In the whole of this country,
yes,
do you know Indians are the one running this country?
But they are living in drops, because we also quoted quite a number of companies that believed before that there is hope in Nigeria, but now they are leaving.
Hamza, the Indians have 76 companies in this country.
But how many are functioning now?
They are still functioning, but they are making us dry.
Okay.
But in India, do you know how many companies Nigeria have?
No.
5.
Are they into food items or?
Should I tell you? I can name them. You don't need
to. No. You don't even need. So I would.
The companies that Nigerians have in Indians are just 5. And the Indians have 76 companies in Nigeria. Do you see the ratio? Do you know the companies? Churches.
Dr. Andrew, this sounds strange.
Just you can find out. They only have churches in India.
We export religion.
Yes, why they give us what they want. talk about the Chelerams, just talk about anything, the Indians have it. And now they are closing shop.
So you can see our subject of discussion. Why
are they leaving?
Why are they leaving? And why are also local companies dying? Yes, one of those who we spoke with, he said there is market in Nigeria.
Lots of market.
But people cannot produce. Why is government unable to provide the enabling environment? Is it that they are not really prepared for governance? It is now 1 year since Tinubu, covered the battle.
The thing is that government will continue to give us excuses, giving us the reason that he made a very bad economy and the rest. But there are some certain things he forgot that he said. He said the whole thing stops on his table.
He said the buck stop.
And he said they should not pity him. I like that part, but it's not living to his responsibility. He said, we all heard it.
Maybe he was carried away by the euphoria of the new office.
Yes. He said, don't pity me, I am ready.
So you are not pitying him now?
Why?
You don't have any sympathy for him?
No, tell me why I should. He already said I shouldn't pity him.
That he has the capacity to deliver.
Yes. And again, you see, recently, maybe like 2 days ago, he's injecting 2-point-something billion.
Trillion. Yes.
Into this economy.
Yes.
Now, who are those people that are around him? The same. There's no way they can tell him the truth. Because the same. Tinubu is the kind of person who likes friends.
And he listens to them.
And he listens to friends. But there are some friends that will never tell you the truth. He needs friends that will tell him eyeball to eyeball. Sir, no, you're going the wrong way.
I made mention that, thousands of barbing salons, where you do pedicure, manicure, vulcanizers, name them. They have all closed shop, and they are not part of the 767
no, they are not.
mentioned by this thing. And then look at some of the companies that have exited Nigeria. You have the Unilever, you have the Procter & Gamble, Glasgow, ShopRite, Sanofi, Equinox, Bolt Food, Jumia.
Bolt Food.
And the government is saying they are actually making the environment conducive. Because assuming we have been trying to bring them. Sometimes they will give us appointment, but they will turn it down to come and say, okay, can you actually prove that in the last 1 year you have done something that brings in one company or something deliberate that resuscitated a moribund company in Nigeria? So I want you to chip in here. These trillions and whatever the government is giving out, is it that they are not giving it to the right channel that will cascade to these local industries to thrive?
Before Tinubu came, the same people Tinubu is doing business with today are the same people that have been doing business with the government. They came in to change the narrative, but the narratives are not being changed. When Obasanjo came in, he was dealing with the Ilumelu and the rest of them. When Yaradua came, it was still the same thing. When Jonathan came, it was still the same thing. Buhari came, these same people. Now he is there today, these same people. Why?
Okay, we ask the question together.
I don't know if you.
I hope viewers will come to ask this or to answer these questions.
People that have been at
are you saying there should be deliberate effort to open the space for other talented Nigerians to give a try?
There are lots of people that will tell you point blank that you are wrong. These people will never tell him.
Why
you are wrong. I don't know if you understand me.
Yeah.
He needs other people, bring in other faces, other people who has what to offer.
It's like we have a caller. Yes, Dr. Andrew. Yes, hello. Who's on the line? Hello?
Okay,
Shamaki.
Yeah.
Yes, Shamaki, welcome. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Yes, as you have seen, our question today is straightforward. Why are foreign companies leaving Nigeria, and why are, domestic companies dying?
The answer is what has been foreign and local companies that die in Nigeria. Look at this: the federal government increase the hike on the investment, which is on band aid. These are the only way that these companies can be able to use and get what they want. So there's problem in the country. The federal government are not even get to us. So the question you're asking, I don't know whether the federal government wants to fix everybody. Hiking electricity, hiking petroleum, hiking transportation, hiking everything. Now, if foreign companies are leaving Nigeria, which company are we going to use? Because our local companies are not even functioning. Local companies are not functioning in Nigeria. Look at Jakarta. If the Jakarta is functioning, I believe in me, we will not have all these problems. All these types of goods will not be caricatured. So the federal government to revise this.
All right.
They should also revise the full subsidy. Otherwise, I am telling you, this thing is only God can cut it.
All right,
Shamaki. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shamaki. Yes, you had Shamaki.
Yes.
Dangote a few days ago, he said it's not really possible to create jobs when you have, interest rate above 30%. Yes, and I heard the vice president, was it yesterday or thereabout, saying for us to get it right, we have to embrace locally made things. The vehicles we use, the clothes we wear, and all that. We have to use the ones produced in Nigeria. Is it so sweet to say it?
Of course, it is. Very sweet. Is the vice president, with due respect, using locally made things?
Like the vehicles?
Like the vehicles. We have Nord, we have, sorry I called their names, we have IVM. So
you are right. No,
you understand?
It's not advertisement.
You understand? If you look at it, if we patronize them, the money revolves around.
Meaning we will save.
We will save a lot.
The dollars.
But by the time we take our money to Japan, what are we getting?
To bring in
Toyota.
Yes.
That's annoying.
And they brought over 400 for the National Assembly.
Sir, just
the ministers, average of 2.
Yes.
They brought them. You have almost all the appointments done. When you see the head of those agencies, they are riding on those multi-million naira.
So why should we go to Japan and, worst of all, maybe they even assemble it?
If you are to advise the president just about vehicles,
yes,
will you advise that he should start from himself to buy locally made vehicle, let's say IVM or whatever?
I don't even need to advise him.
And to give directive that nobody should import any new vehicle into Nigeria.
If you, today, you are President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I'll look into your face and tell you the truth. That you need to first, charity starts
at home.
At home.
Okay, let's take our next caller from Benue in the person of Sunday. Sunday, welcome to the program.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, Sunday. Let's have your take. Why are companies dying and what should be done to resuscitate them and to also encourage foreign direct investment?
Yeah, honestly, I'm happy this is being connected to.
Okay, we're also happy, yes.
Yeah, the first thing that needs to be done is for the government to have the masses in that is to take the authority that elect them to that place. They must have us in, not themselves. Look, why companies are opening up from Nigeria is because of mismanagement. Sincerely speaking, the government are overtaxing them.
Okay,
the caller that called from Kogi State that told you that if of Ajakuta there was nothing or there's no news coming from there that something is taking place. The minister that was nominated, he's saying the right thing. Sir, if you can help me visit Kogi State, there is no road in Kogi State at all. All those roads they are showing you are just one location only. You come to Ankara, there is no light. And there is serious mining taking place in Ankara. They are busy mining coals and other precious stones from Ankara, from Otago. And there is no road. There is no light. But every month, you see NEPA arranging houses collecting money for NEPA bill. In a month, they bring like nothing less than 2 or 3 times in a month and just 1 hour or so. That is the end. They come to collect money. So how do we expect companies to keep staying in Nigeria?
It's not possible. Yeah.
I sincerely appreciate the Northerners, not especially Kano, Gombe. Look, Gombe is one of the smallest states in the north, and look, is one of the fastest growing states in the north. You go to every nook and cranny of Gombe State, you see roads everywhere.
Yes.
How will that place progress? We move forward.
That's all.
Sir, I was privileged to be in any. There is no road. So how do you expect companies to remain? Why government are busy taxing them? Look at the high rate of land. The bill they bring to us, they are telling us band A and B. Well, in Benue here in Okoko, there is stable land. But I pity other states that there are no land.
All right.
So all those things, they pay for it and they don't have the service. And lack of employment causes a lot of crime in Nigeria.
All right, Sunday.
It also causes those companies to fold up from Nigeria. They are all busy flying from one place to another. They don't work on our roads. That is why they don't see how far it is.
All right, Sunday. Thank you. Thank you, Sunday.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
By regard to the guest, yes.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Andrew, he's greeting you.
Thank you, sir.
He spoke apart from the roads, which he feels governors have felt. Of course, he has named some states that are doing very well. This calls for maybe, fair review. Maybe they should revive it. Tinubu should revive the fair review. Governors should start visiting each other to see what they are doing. But beyond that, the taxes he spoke about, I read it somewhere, I don't know whether it's true or not, that there is austerity measures now in Kenya, since the serious rebellion by youth, and that it may be true or not, because I read it in just 2 places, that the president, as part of that, he has cancelled the budget earmarked for the offices of the first lady and the second lady. Yeah, meaning he wants to maybe redeem his image in the eye of the public.
The way he's apologizing now.
Is there any lesson for Nigeria?
There is a big lesson. Sir, if you make a mistake, you have liberty to correct yourself. You have liberty to say sorry. It costs you not. I've said it on this platform before.
Yes.
Just say sorry. It's a healing word.
Because when I followed the comments on that happening in Kenya, some are saying the removal of fuel subsidy was a grievous mistake.
It came at the wrong time. It was not a good time. And the effect is devastating.
But do you think they had other options?
Yes, they do. You see, that subsidy would have been like a slow wine. You don't take it in a hurry. Have you studied it to know what is there? Okay, this one comes and tell you remove it. This one come and tell you remove it. When you remove it, what measure have you put in place?
They have been putting palliatives. We asked the question, last week, the approval of 10 billion to each of the 36 states of the federation.
Trickle down to us?
People ask question that when he removed the fuel subsidy, around 5 billion or thereabout was given to them, and then tons of food commodities, rice and all that. But
is not what we need.
All these things did not trickle down
to people. Sir, all these things we're talking, that is not what we need. First thing you went forward. There was no way. Come back, sit down, re-strategize.
Swallow your pride?
Yes, what is there? Sir, okay, I have made a mistake, my people. I apologize. we want to bring back subsidy. We remove it.
But how can they manage it if they bring it?
He is the president. He is the number one. He has the final say. He said it, everything stops.
Okay. We have a caller all the way from Yobe State, precisely Damaturu. Ayuba, welcome to the program.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, how are you? How is Damaturu? Do you have fuel in Damaturu?
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, well done, Ayuba.
Yeah, thank you. My contribution is that you see, let me go straight to my line.
Okay.
Yeah, my line of business. So the material that we use to produce a polling bag, we have the material here in Nigeria. But the government are not, our refineries, they are not producing oil. Hope you understand.
Yes, Ayuba.
We use material from refineries. So now they are importing the material foreign. It's a foreign, now we are using foreign material. If the government will start producing oil, we can be getting the material here in cheap. But now the material is almost 60,000 per bag. So when you produce polling bags, you will see that how you can do, how you get oil for oil business that we are using, the label, transport, all this kind of things. And we used to get this material from Kano. And then Kano, they bought it from Lagos. You see, so how it costs us to produce. Let me tell you the fact now. Now I have closed my company.
Oh, sad.
Yeah, I have closed the company now. I can't produce.
And what happens to your employees? What happened to them?
I have sacked all of them.
Oh, sad.
No, I have sacked all of them because I don't have capital to pay them.
It's pathetic, Ayuba.
That's very sad. Yes, that's very sad. Our government are not helping us. They are just taking money, giving some all these kind of people. They only empower themselves. You see, so we that have this not helping nobody will empower us. If you collect money from bank, the interest is maybe the minimum of 1 million. So how can you start your business? So
very difficult.
All this thing will kill company. When you go to Kano now, I have friends that produce leather, polling bags. Many of them, they have closed their company. Because before, if you have the
all right,
10,000,
all right, Ayuba.
You have to look for 30 million naira.
All right, Ayuba. We have heard you. We pray that and hope government will do the needful in order to support some of you to bring back your companies. Yes.
You know, now some of politicians are just starting to debate.
All right, Ayuba. Thank you. Yes, that's Ayuba. We have less than 2 minutes now. You heard him. He has laid off his staff, and he insists that government must do the needful. And I think instead of to keep on sharing money to people, it's better to provide the seed, which is energy at affordable rate for them, and then provide security, right?
Yes.
Okay, round up. And
we need security.
Okay.
We need security like we need yesterday. That's what we need. We need security so badly that like we need yesterday. If there's no security, how do you go to farm?
Not possible.
Our produce cannot even go to Ghana. That's how bad. I don't know if you read a report that they are sending our things back because they don't even meet African standard, not to talk of international standard. Now, this man that just laid down, that closed his shop now, do you know the number of people that were depending on him?
Pathetic, yeah.
Pathetic. Now, those people are gone. And it's not his fault. You go to bank now to want to borrow money. Now, they give you an outrageous interest rate that you cannot meet up with. And at the end of the day, what happened? You're being folded and they come for you. So which one do we do? All we need to do is that we were hasty to take that decision to be able to remove the fuel subsidy. So if you go out this night, I'm sorry, sir, finally, if you go out this night, see the number of vehicles people's father that are out there that cannot go home now to their family.
Because they don't have anything to take home.
Because there's no fuel to do
Sad. Sad.
It's sad.
All right, Dr. Andrew Elesami.
Thank you.
We thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and we actually sympathize with you over what happened to you while on your way to the studio. We hope to have you some other time.
Thank you for having me.
And viewers, we thank all those who called and gave positive suggestions to the government on how to handle the economy. We thank you for your support. Bye-bye for now. I am Hamza Idris.